Okay, I'm still sick at home, but I've just had the time to listen to the Diary of a CEO's interview with Rebel Wilson. She's that Australian comedic actress who got really famous playing, obviously, the large girl, the fat chick. And it was such a good interview. And I hate the fact that he uses such clickbaity titles in the thumbnail. Um, it's always these dramatic things like this is killing you and that's that. And on this one, it was all about Sacha Baron Cohen, which was like a few seconds of the interview at the end. The actual interview just delved into her life. It was talking about the book she wrote called Rebel Rising, which I haven't read. I'm dying to read that book now. So I'd have to look into getting that book. So sorry, excuse my voice and all that. I'm still sick. Yesterday I had a good day and I thought, yes, I've shaken it. This is it's over. And today I'm so fatigued, deeply fatigued, even though I'm still on the medication. And I think you can hear it in my voice still. It's not over yet. And a friend of mine who's been sick, we haven't seen each other, but she was saying she's been coughing. I think it's been like 3 weeks now. So she's obviously back at work and whatever, but she hasn't shaken it completely. So it's going to be a long road for me. It's hard because I usually like to walk and run and gym, and I can't do any of that. And I'm feeling frustrated because I can't produce content like I normally would. Luckily, I've had stuff recorded, and like I said, the good thing is my main channel has taken off in this time, thank goodness. And so when I did release a video yesterday, it has done so well for me, for my small channel. It's not millions of views, but it's really done well. And yes, I'm not making a livable wage, but at least I'm hoping that what I receive this time around will be a little bit more, because times are tough. Everything's gone up. In fact, when I went to the doctor, I was shocked. This is actually something else I need to vent about. The doctor had, or did I speak about this yesterday? You see, I still got brain fog. The doctor had put the prices up more than 50% since I last went, and that's like highway robbery. And to me, it's ethically wrong. You can raise your prices, of course you must, but to do it like that and not to warn people, it's ethically wrong. So I didn't know that, and when I went to pay, I was just in shock. Anyway, did I speak about this yesterday? So I'm still not better because my brain is still fuzzy at times, and then I'm very sharp and clear at other times. But I'm tired of being sick, but it is what it is. But it is giving me the time, forced rest, which I never take, but forcing myself to rest. And I've been in bed the whole of today. I got up, got ready, all hopeful, thinking I'm going to leave the house today after I dropped my son off at school. At least I could do that. And then I just couldn't. I started to feel this deep fatigue again, and I still feel deeply fatigued. But I will go and fetch him. I've got one thing to do, and then I'm going to fetch him. But I have maybe 5 minutes of energy to sit and talk. So I am very grateful that my main channel is so close to 3,000 subscribers. Yes. And all I can say is I don't know what the secret to YouTube is. It does seem very random and luck based. However, the one secret is stamina. Just keep going. Just keep going, because you never know which video will just take off. And the video that took off for me was no more special than any other video, in my humble opinion. It was just me walking and talking. But there was something about the title, maybe with the thumbnail, with what I said. I don't know, but it resonated. And suddenly everyone's watching. Well, not everyone, but enough people are watching. And now they're going back and watching older videos, which is how I thought it would happen. And so also me now, I've gone back and looked at some of my older videos, and some of them are admittedly terrible, but I'm going to keep them up there because it's been a journey and a process, and I've learned and grown, and I'm still not that good, but I know that my intention was always pure. I always wanted to help women. Sometimes I waffle too much. It's something I'm working on, but it's how we humans speak. You do the waffle because you need to warm up and get going and break the ice with people. But on YouTube, people just wanted to get to the point. So some of my videos, people are saying, oh, you talk too much or too long, or did that need to be 20 minutes? And I'm working on being more succinct. But sometimes I enjoy the sit down, the conversation as well, which is why I have this channel now, to have the conversation. But back to Rebel Wilson and her book Rebel Rising. I thought it was such an interesting conversation and interview because she is a woman who has lived on the other side of what I've lived on and now come to the side I'm on of she's been overweight and obese for her career and gained her fame, her fortune, her popularity, her career through being obese. And interestingly enough, when she wanted to lose the weight for health reasons, her team told her not to because she was so typecast into being the fat, funny friend. And I feel like as a teenager, when I was a bit chubbier, I've never been obese, but being chubbier, I can identify with those feelings of being the fat, funny friend type of character because I was chubbier and I always felt very invisible, very plain, very unattractive to the opposite sex when I was younger. And then obviously slowly I came out of my shell, and I truly feel that I personally glowed up in my early 30s. And that sounds weird, or maybe late 20s, early 30s. It was more around the 30 mark. Actually, funny enough, after I had my son was my real glow up where I just, maybe I came into myself. I don't know what it was, but I've never identified as being a hot person, an attractive person until then, later. And then, almost like she said, like people started to open doors for her and help her carry her bags and stuff. Nothing about my life changed other than people were a little bit like, oh, they're more nice to you because I don't know, because you look a certain way, which is, it's so terrible. But I can identify with so much of her story, even though I'm not her and I'm not or never was obese, but I have been slightly bigger. And when you're a teenager, you feel enormous when you are just a little bit overweight because of all everything feels magnified as a teenager. You just think the whole world is critical. You're looking at yourself in the mirror, you're greasy, you're pimply, your hair's limp and greasy, and you just feel disgusting, even though you are not. But that's how I felt. And then when I slowly came out of that, I mean, objectively, with hindsight now, looking back, I can see I'm not a movie star, attractive type of person, but I can also see that there's nothing wrong with me. There was nothing wrong with me. Um, and it's hard because as women, again, I say this over and over on this channel, but it's true. So much of how we move through this world is based on how we think we look, how we actually do look, how the world tells us we look, how the world tells us we need to look, and how we are told we don't fit what the world wants us to look like. And it's exhausting and it's draining. And I know men have their own struggles. I get that. But this is a woman's channel for women. I'm a woman. I'm in my 40s. And it's only now that is really dawning on me, this whole physical thing. It's like living in a hall of mirrors where you just don't know what's real. And you just don't know which reflection is true. And should you even pursue what the world wants you to look like? And then you think, no, I should do that. It is a worthy pursuit because then I'll fit in and I'll get more opportunities, love, likes, attention, friendship, validation. And then you think, no, but that's just being false, or it's wasting time, it's wasting money, it's wasting my energy, it's wasting my creativity. And I think for every woman, it's an ongoing, never ending dialogue in their head about how much to put into their looks, how much to worry about it, how much to think about it. And it's tiring at times. And we all need to come to whatever works for us. And yeah, so I just thought it was very interesting that I could identify so strongly with her and her story. And her story is vastly different to mine. But at the core of it is being a woman in society's gaze. And I think that that is something every woman can relate to, no matter how you look, whether you fit the mold or you don't. Because when you fit the mold, you are always terrified of the day you won't fit the mold. Age, weight gain, hormones, processes, motherhood, your body changes. And if you don't fit the mold, you always wonder, will you ever? And it's also very comfortable to be hiding from that gaze, because that gaze then takes from you and it wants from you and it demands from you, because now you have to fulfill that role of what society wants a woman to be: the sex symbol, the kitten, the nice girl, the girl next door, the friendly one, the sweet one, the meek one, the mild one, the yes, oh, so, my, what a big this you've got, and poor me, and oh, can you help me? And a lot of that is innate to our biologies, but a lot of it is conditioned as well. And I don't actually know which is which. What traits are conditioned and which traits are innate biologically? It's a very interesting question. And I'm raising a son, and I don't really know the answer. I don't know what is innate, but what I do know is that boys can be sensitive and sweet, because mine is. And so this very strong masculinity, look, it may come out later. He's 14 turning 15, so he's still young, but I don't think that super masculinity is innate to all boys. I think that is foisted upon them by society, by action movies, by hero stories, by Marvel comics, by, and it's good in a way. I think men are the heroes, but I think to push them too much, like sending boys to war, I think is shocking. Shocking, because they are human beings. They are not killing robots. And so much in our society needs to change, but it doesn't, and it hasn't. And men do need to just tone their masculinity down, the egoness, the conflict, the drive to fight, to be better, to win at all costs. It needs to be toned down to where it's win, where everyone can win, and we can succeed and perform where everyone can succeed and perform. It doesn't necessarily have to be like win at all costs. Yeah, because women in general tend to be more cooperative. Not always. This is also just generalization, but these are the thoughts that come to me as I think about the gender roles, which I like to talk about and discuss a lot. And yet, inside of me, there are male traits. Inside of my partner, there are feminine traits. And I actually think we work quite well together, because we are both displaying traits of the opposite gender at times. And so we can easily pick up between each other. We can swap roles, and I can be a bit forceful where he's reticent, and then he'll swap and make me he'll push me into something where I need to be pushed. So I do think at the end of the day, we're all just human, really, and it's not about our gender, but the roles come, they do come, and it's going to be interesting to watch my son grow up into a man and see what comes out of him, what traits, what human being comes out, and to really nurture a strong, independent, but kind and loving, nurturing male. That's going to be the challenge. It's going to be interesting and exciting and wonderful. Yeah, and all that came out of a desire to chat about this interview with Rebel Wilson. That's how my mind works. So I just wanted to catch up with you guys. I need to rest a lot, and I will see you guys in the next video. And I do urge you, for those of you who are new here and haven't seen my main channel, go and have a look at it. It's well worth watching, I think. It's growing nicely. And also, this channel is growing, so thank you. See you guys in the next one. Bye.